The Great Pyramid of Giza is 481 feet tall. It was built over 4,500 years ago. In the year 2013, a robot named Cuckoo was sent down into one of its shafts to explore it. Cuckoo traveled about 10 meters deep before stopping because there were two small holes in front of him that looked like they led somewhere else. However, no one knows what these holes lead to yet. This means that there could be more secrets hidden inside this pyramid than we ever imagined. Some people think that there might even be tunnels connecting different parts of the structure together. Scientists are still trying to figure out how exactly these pyramids were made with such accuracy back then. They believe that there must have been some sort of advanced technology involved at play here. But what do you think? Could there be more secrets hidden inside this pyramid than we ever imagined? The pyramids of Egypt are some of the most iconic and mysterious structures in history. But how much do you really know about them? Let's dive into some fascinating facts and figures about these ancient wonders. First up, let's talk size. The Great Pyramid of Giza is the largest pyramid in the world, with a base covering an area of 13.1 acres, or roughly the same as 9 standard soccer fields combined. That's enough space to fit 8 football fields. And if that doesn't impress you, consider this. It stands at an impressive height of over 480 feet tall, which is equivalent to around 50 stories. It also weighs approximately 6 million tons, more than twice the weight of Burj Khalifa, which has 124 floors. Now here's something even more mind-blowing. The original purpose for building such massive structures wasn't just for royalty alone. The Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. But what if I told you that this ancient marvel holds secrets that have baffled scientists for centuries? Join me as we uncover 3 mind-blowing mysteries of one of history's most iconic structures. From its precise alignment with the stars to its hidden chambers and secret tunnels, the Great Pyramid continues to amaze us with its enigmatic design. Get ready to explore the unknown side of Egypt. Challenge number 1. Have you ever wondered how the ancient Egyptians built such a massive structure without modern technology? Well, get ready to be amazed by the precision and ingenuity of their engineering skills. Did you know that the Great Pyramid is aligned almost perfectly with true north? This incredible feat was achieved thousands of years ago without any tools or instruments like GPS or compasses. So next time you visit the pyramids, take a moment to appreciate the brilliance of these ancient architects. And here's another fascinating fact. The pyramid sides are not parallel, but they converge at an angle called the slope angle, which changes depending on where you stand. It's like the building has its own unique personality. Stay tuned for more amazing facts about the pyramids. Challenge number 2. The Pyramids of Giza. How did they build these massive structures? And how do we know that the base is almost perfectly leveled? Well, it turns out there's a very simple explanation for this. The ancient Egyptians were aware of basic geometry and physics. They didn't have lasers or bubble levels like we do today, but they had ingenious methods to ensure accuracy in their construction projects. One such method was using water. By pouring water on the ground, they could see where the surface would be wetter and thus more level than other areas. This allowed them to make adjustments as needed. Another technique involved measuring distances between points using sticks or ropes. With careful calculations based on these measurements, they could determine if something was straight or at an angle. In addition to practical tools, the ancient Egyptians also relied heavily on visual inspection techniques. For example, by looking down from above, they could spot any irregularities in shape that might indicate errors in alignment with surrounding features. Challenge number 4. The Great Pyramid of Giza. This pyramid is perfectly aligned with true north. The ancient Egyptians were not only master builders, but also masters of astronomy and mathematics. They used these skills to align their pyramids precisely. Now let's talk about how they moved those massive stones. Forget what you see in movies. Instead of dragging them on logs or sledges, they likely rolled them on wooden rollers. These rollers would have been made from wood and possibly reinforced with metal bands. Imagine a team of workers pushing large, wooden cylinders filled with sand underneath each stone, allowing it to glide smoothly across the ground. It was all about efficiency. And here's something fascinating. Recent research has shown that copper tools were essential for carving granite blocks. Copper chisels could create precise cuts without damaging the material. Plus, they didn't need electricity back then. So where did they get this copper? Ancient Egyptian mines near Aswan provided high-quality copper ore. By smelting it down into ingots, they created durable tools that helped build wonders, like the Great Pyramid. Can you imagine doing that without modern technology? Challenge number 4. Let's say you want to build a stone pyramid. Well, if you want to build a pyramid the size of the Great Pyramid of Giza, you would need enough limestone blocks to fill the entire city of Cappadocia. That is over 500,000 tons or 50,000 kilograms. This would require 3 equal buses full of people, carrying 1 ton each up and down the stairs for years. And this doesn't even include the transportation costs of getting all these stones from the quarry site. In fact, transporting these stones from the quarry site would require 1 truckload per day for 10 years straight to get all the stone blocks needed for the pyramid. And when you think about how they would have transported all those heavy stones across waterways, you realize just how much work was required just to build the Great Pyramid alone. So how did ancient Egyptians do it? How were they able to move so many huge stones and transport them over long distances? Well, according to some archaeologists, it may have taken as little as only around 5,000 laborers to complete the job. The construction of the pyramids is a mystery. There are many theories, but none have been proven yet. One theory suggests that the ancient Egyptians used copper chisels and dolerite hammers to cut granite blocks into shape and then moved them using sledges and rollers. Another theory proposes that they built ramps to move heavy stones up the pyramid's sides. However, this method would require more effort than simply dragging the stone along level ground. A third theory involves building spiral tracks or zigzag tracks around the pyramid base. These tracks could be made from mud bricks or wood, covered with sand for traction. Workers would drag the stones on these tracks until reaching their destination. Challenges include ensuring stability during transport, maintaining tools sharp enough to carve granite, and dealing with uneven terrain that may cause damage to the tracks. To address these challenges, researchers can use computer simulations to model different scenarios of how the pyramids were constructed. They can also test various methods in real life, using modern technologies such as drones to capture footage of workers trying out different techniques. Additionally, researchers should study hieroglyphics about granite, quarrying and transportation practices from ancient times. This will help determine what materials were available at each site during its construction period. By understanding which types of tools existed back then versus those we currently possess today, we gain insight into whether our current knowledge would allow us to replicate similar results as they did centuries ago. Ultimately, further research needs to occur before conclusively determining exactly how these structures came together. But until then, it remains an enigma worth exploring. This man is demonstrating how the ancient Egyptians cut granite. He's using a copper chisel and wooden mallet, which are believed to be similar tools used by them. The technique involves tapping along one edge of the stone until it cracks in half or into smaller pieces. It may seem simple enough, but there's more to this story. The largest granite blocks were quarried from Aswan and transported over 500 miles away to build the pyramids at Giza. The ancient Egyptians didn't use animals or wheels during construction, so they likely used ramps instead. But here's where it gets even more interesting. In 2017, researchers discovered hidden shafts within the Great Pyramid using ground-penetrating radar technology. These shafts may lead to secret chambers that could reveal new insights about their history